Hey, what's up everyone? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review we're looking at the Marvel Icons Thor. This is by far the best Marvel Legends Thor figure out there. Unfortunately, it's in the 12-inch or 1/6 scale, so it's not going to fit most people's collections. But if they could shrink this one down and use it, I know there's a little one that's similar, but if they could shrink this one down and use it, it is definitely the best. One thing I want to point out, he's got the mineral leaching problem that some figures end up getting, where you get that like kind of white powder that just develops on the figure. You can wipe it off and then it'll come back after some time. So mine has it, yours may end up with it if you get one. I don't know, it's just something to be aware of. He stands about 13 inches tall to the top of his feathers, which mine are pinched a little bit right now, but he looks pretty good when they're normal. They do stick up a bit more than I'd like. I think they should probably be like rotated about quarter circle clockwise or counterclockwise. But he does look really good. And he has a cloth cape, which I think, of course, it's a little orange on this side. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it's a lot more red on this side. This cape looks far better than the Hot Toys capes on Thor's. All the ones I've seen just look really cheap and stiff. And maybe it's just because this is a fancier looking cloth, being that it's metallic or shiny, but it looks to me way better than the Hot Toys one. Of course, the wrinkling and everything up here isn't done as nicely, but the Hot Toys one doesn't hold a candle to this one in my opinion. It's just so nice. As far as cloth soft goods go on action figures, this is the best I've ever seen. From a mass-produced figure, this is the best. Alright, as far as sculpt goes, I love the head sculpt. It looks really good. Again, I said the feather things could go back a little more, which is true, but the head itself looks really good. The hair looks pretty good. Could have been painted a little bit better, but it's still painted fairly well. All of the skin parts on him are molded plastic, so they are a little flat looking. There's no shading or anything going on either, so it could look a little better in that respect, but it's not bad. The eyes are painted well, so that helps. He definitely looks like Thor. The black part's sculpted really well, but there's no shading or anything going on, so that could look a little better. The silver things are all painted pretty well. The belt's painted pretty well. I don't know why, but this is a separate piece. The shoulder pad cape thing, it's all a separate piece that's been glued on. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they reused this for the Frost Giants later on, but I'm not sure about that. So again, the musculature and all the sculpt work is really good. We'll get to the articulation in a minute. Legs look good. The wraps on the lower legs look really good. They're sculpted well. Could have used a little bit better paint, but they're still pretty decent. And this is my ideal version of Thor. So I'm really happy with this figure. And he does come with Mjolnir, so that's nice as well. Alright, let's look at the articulation. We'll just leave that. The head is almost fixed. You can rotate it a little bit, but the cape gets in the way and the chest and the hair gets in the way, and it's not going up and down at all. So you can just spin it side to side, and that's not too bad. Shoulders, standard Marvel Legends, ball hinges, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, but you do get 90 degrees out of it. There's a wrist swivel at that little wristband thingy, wrist pivot, and individually articulated fingers on this side. On this side, all the same except for the fingers. It's just the sculpted hand for the hammer. He does have an ab crunch. It goes back 2 spaces, so that would probably be good for a flying pose. Doesn't go forward barely at all due to these things. Does have a waist swivel, has really stiff hips, but they are wide jointed. I can't move them right now. Wide jointed ball hinges, thigh swivel built in, double jointed knee, which works really well. It looks good just about at every angle, so that's nice. No shin swivel, which is fine by me. Ankle pivot, ankle rocker, not as much as some of the other figures, but he does have the ankle rocker and the toe pivot. So there's really not too much more I could ask for this guy other than maybe a little bit more paint work. Otherwise, he's just about perfect, and I think, like I said earlier, the best Thor figure out there. So I suggest you guys pick one up if you can, especially with Thor. New movie coming out, and he's going to be in the Avengers again, I'm sure too. So go get a Thor figure if you can. This one is really good. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for Marvel. Stay tuned for Marvel. Stay tuned for more figure reviews, custom figures, and other good stuff. In the meantime, keep collecting.